It was good, y'all. Welcome back to Brad Story Time. So, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but during this summer between my senior year of high school and college, and my first year of college, I went to Japan with some friends. This was like a big thing for me. It was the first time that I had left the country. Now, I live in America, and oh, it's a juicy swallow. Uh, and it took like a lot of convincing to get my family to agree to let me leave the country with my friends and one of my friends' moms and experience a completely new world. And this is the first time I had also like been abroad in general away from my family. I had never traveled anywhere without my family up to that point. Like I don't think yeah, at this time of my life I had not even gone on a day trip without my family. So I had not left like anywhere beyond my hometown and the adjacent cities without my family available, which was a very significant development for me. So we go to Japan. The flight's terrible. I experienced like the Sky Lounge, all that good stuff, and everything is like sweet. I felt like traveling with your friends was dope. Like it was the most sick thing that I could have done at that time to just hang out with my bros. And it was a 2 week trip plus like an additional 3 days for the flights. So I was with my friends for honestly the longest time that I had ever been with them at a set period. Like I don't even think I'd done more than like one sleepover with these guys, let alone like hanging out like this, which was crazy to me. So we get to Japan and I'm doing the usual stuff that I always do, and that's be out of pocket and just generally be like a bad person to be with socially. And Japan has a very good social culture. They are a group of people that, they clean up the trash even if they didn't put it down and are super polite and generally like very hospitable people. And that's a cultural thing. Like I don't think a lot of them like change or foreigners or tourists, but they put up with them for the sake of their culture. And so I think that's a very nice way to put it. I think my my grandpa, who happens to be Japanese, would phrase that very differently. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed my time there, but a lot of it I spent thinking about other people. I don't know why I was feeling this particular guilt. I went towards the end of my summer, so when the time I would get back to the States, it was like 4 days until I had to go to school, and I basically had to move in immediately. So a lot of the time I was spending, I was like feeling a little guilty. I had a girlfriend at the time, and this was the longest time that I'd ever been away from her. I think we were like reaching our like 1 year in 4. Wait, no, never mind. I started like this was before our 6 months, so this is not a particularly like strong relationship. If for all the people who get into relationships, particularly young, they don't have a lot of ground to stand on because their life is changing a lot. And I remember getting a bunch of stuff for her. I think I dropped like $500 on clothes for her alone between like Goo and Uniqlo, which is crazy. But beyond that, just interacting with my friends, I was just being like, a terrible person. And the issue with my friends is these are people who have accepted me through like the thick and thin, who've just seen me in my highlights, like just be a. I would hope to believe that they think that I'm a great friend at times and that I've always been there to support them and whatnot, but also someone who's just like very strongly believes in their own beliefs and their outlooks, and some of it was like kind of a bit but like not really, where it's like, oh, they can't understand me, so I'm just gonna say whatever I want, and which is obviously not true. Most places other than America speak more than one language, and a lot of them happen to speak English because it is a particularly dominant language economically, not necessarily just like a better language. And there was that, and I was embarrassing my friends a lot. I was talking on the train, very bad, very taboo. I actually didn't know that that was like a really big thing. So I was just generally being like a cultural terrorist and just making it like really hard for my friends who are more on the introverted side, just socially. And other than that, the food was really good, and we get to about 3 quarters through the trip, and those four friends that I've been really close with. Like these are like my middle school friends. These are my close. These were my. I'm gonna say were my closest guys because even though I'm so close with them there's some qualms, some like personal family issues that have kind of like torn me apart from some of the friends. Some of them, three of them were just like working a lot, but there's an additional friend, a fifth one, and out of like my friends, like our lives are just changing, and it's just harder to be around them. Just friends, spend time with them in general. So even though I would still like deem them valuable and like close friends, I would say that life is growing us apart, and we are changing as individuals, and it's making it harder, to say the least, to be close friends. But at least at this time, we were all close buddies and pals, and we got to meet up with another one of our friends who wasn't able to come with our original group because he was there separately with his family. We finally got to see him, and I think after 2 days in, we visited a museum. I was getting better at like being a tourist, so I was like we were really engaging the culture and being more civil, and I suddenly just start breaking down, like not in front of them. I think I left the hotel at around like 2 in the morning and just went for a walk on my own. I was trying to call my girlfriend. I was sending her a bunch of Snapchats with me just in tears, and I stopped eating food. And I just like texted my family like I really wanted to call. I really want to see you. Also, other context is I I didn't know that your service and like Wi-Fi were like two different things. So I got like this Ubigi service package, and that actually didn't make any of my texts or calls work, so they only worked on Wi-Fi. So I made my family download Instagram, and it's something that I still feel guilty about to this day, because like my dad and my mom have like gotten into scrolling, and it's not good. This scrolling's good for no one, but they started scrolling. I'm like, dang it, this is my fault. So besides that, going back to the breakdown, like I'm fully losing it. I think it was a mix of this was the first time I was away from my family for so long. I knew that I cared about them a lot, but I didn't know I cared about them this much. Usually on vacations, I can kind of just turn my brain off. There's not a lot of thinking. But this, I had to do a lot of administrative action, in which before I got to college, I actually wasn't a super reliable person. Honestly, with my family, I'm still not a super reliable person, because like I still like look up to my now retired father and my mother to plan a lot of things. I'm used to being the youngest. Everyone's planning stuff for me, and because I'm getting older, I'm getting a little bit more responsibility for things, and it is an adjustment for me within my family. But like outside of my family, I actually have been incredibly reliable, which kind of sucks because I know that I'm capable of more in supporting my family, and then I just don't. But in context of like my breakdown, I on vacation I'm used to just being able to relax and enjoy my time and sleep whenever I want to. But like, my friends really wanted to do things. We wanted to get the most of our money. Of course, it's super expensive to travel to a planet. Like the flight alone was like $1,200, and that means you're waking up on your own. That means you're seeing the price of everything that you purchase. You're budgeting. I went significantly over budget, to say the least. I think I spent like $400 on matcha. Like the net cost of going to Japan, including the flight and the hotels and the food and all the gifts that I bought for people. I honestly bought like I think 8 times more, like money wise, of gifts for other people than myself as mementos to say, hey, I went to Japan. Here's this thing I was thinking of you. Something I was feeling super guilty about at the time than myself, and that ended up totaling about like $5,000. My original budget was 2,000, excluding the hotel and the flight, so that was 4,000 total. So, but very alarming number that I went over. Sorry, $5,000 excluding the hotel and the. I spent $7,000 total to go to Japan and be in Japan when I was supposed to only spend 4,000. So I'll just say that. And my dad was super nice about it. He was funding the whole thing, but like yeah, that was a whole thing. But besides that, man, yeah, I just not been used to seeing the number. I'd not been used to being like independent ish. I wasn't used to being around my friends that long. And honestly, like there's pretty civil people. They're better people than me. I'm not gonna lie. And they made the trip a lot easier on me, but I'm just like in the hotel room and I didn't want to go out that day. I just told them like I didn't want to go out. I was like a huge bummer. I still get roasted for this, by the way. for having this breakdown. And this was also when it was setting in for me that I'm going off to college. I'm going to be long distance with my girlfriend. I'm going to be long distance with my family that used to drive me to school and then and then back and then bring me food. And then I go to soccer practice after school. And then after that, I go to another soccer practice, or I went to track practice and then another soccer practice. Like, these people were my rock. They were my backbone for literally everything. And it was so crazy to me that I was just gonna like be losing all of that and go to college and be my own person. And yeah, it all just came crashing down on me at once, that I realized that I'm not really gonna get time with my family. Like, I miss them so much when I get home. And I want to say I miss my girlfriend, but she's my ex now, so I'm just gonna hate on her. Don't do that. But yeah, and I just called my family and it was great, and I cried, and that was that. And that was the first time that like I really broke down. And Japan itself was great. The food was super good. I think like to really enjoy it, we kind of just like went random places. So even though like of course you do like 1,000 steps, you go to all these shrines, you go to these museums, so all of that was significant. But yeah, and you buy a bunch of stuff. I think I bought my homie like pornography from Book Off. If you know, you know. And and then he got caught with it, and then he ratted me out, and I've not been to his home since. But you know, happy birthday to bro. We low key just hate on him now because he has an internship and a girlfriend and still complains, as he deserves. So if you have a homie that's doing well in life and you aren't hating on him, what are you doing? And they'll tell you some BS like, "Oh, you never get hate from people doing better than you," and you know it's low key true. But Japan aside, all the pictures, all the memories. I was vlog never going to be made ever. I still have the videos. It's just taking up space on my phone. And would I go back? 100%. And I hope I wouldn't miss my family so much. I think I wish I planned things more. I wish I was earlier in my summer. Also, I wish we didn't go in summer. It was so hot. There was some times where on my phone it would say 100 degrees. It feels like 112, which is crazy. Um, yeah, we saw the monkeys. That was cool. Other thing that I recommend is don't um. Or get cash if you can. And honestly, don't have a girlfriend when you go, because when your homies want to go to the maid cafe and get or some other nefarious things, you know, you can't really go. It makes your girlfriend feel guilty. And I was trying my best to like stay connected with my family, but it's like, oh great, there's no winning here. Ah, ooh, among other things, other other notes of advice. Yeah, don't talk on the train. Use the public transit. Oh my gosh, I miss the Japan public transit every day. I miss the people that will apologize for being 1 minute late because it was so useful to travel with the public transit. And oh, fun story about Japan. When we landed, so it's a 17-hour flight. Oh my god. I just got an Adobe Creative Cloud notification. It was so loud. But first of all, our first flight is in Canada. We're in we're in Vancouver Airport, and we had like a hour layover that turned into a 4 hour layover. So like I fall asleep and my homie wakes me up. We get on the plane. Something's up. I'm seeing a whole lot of like middle school girls on the plane, and I'm like, this doesn't feel right. I actually don't know what grade they were in. Asian people just they age very inconsistently. I feel like some people just look like an 18-year-old and they're like 40, and other people like some of my homies like that guy looks 23 and he is like 18. But we get on this flight, and me and my friend like to make the flight cheaper, we both got middle seats, and I'm just surrounded by like girls. I don't think they're a woman. I think they're like little girls. And on this flight, you know, it's a 17-hour flight, so I'm falling asleep. I missed a meal actually, which I was pissed about because the airline food was really good. And it was Air Canada, which I'm like, is saying a lot for the food to actually be good. But I fall asleep. among other people who also fell asleep. And like I wake up, don't know how late I woke up, but on both sides, the girls next to me fell asleep on my shoulder. I'm like, great. Now I'm just a pedophile. Like I'm of age at this time. I think I was 18, and then I go back to bed, and on my like thighs, I had a pillow. They give you a pillow and a blanket, and it's like wrapped and it's been plastic. And when I woke up again, I felt cold, and my pillow and my blanket are gone. And I'm like, what? And I look to my left, and this girl has two pillows, and she's like laying on one, and she's holding the other one. I'm like, what the hell, man? And I don't say anything. They don't speak English. Like they tried to conversate with me because I just look Asian at the start, and I couldn't speak anything. I had my like learning Japanese book that I was like reading before I went to bed, and it was bad. All I could do is like ask. Like it was like ego kudasai. I was like, could you speak English? Uh, and you know what? I passed out for the rest of the flight. I was cold. I crossed my arms and just passed out. I'm like vaguely awake, and I feel the pillow like politely get put on my back on my thighs. And when we were leaving, like they were apologizing to me like crazy, and I'm just like, it's okay, it's okay. I think, I think it's like dajogu days. I don't remember. And that's a story for the ages because like it's like a guy's fantasy. I feel like to be on the plane and be like, oh, the people are attractive, but no, I'm surrounded by little kids. I'm surrounded by three little kids. The rows were of four. The middle row, it's just all little kids. There's just no winning for me here. I'm an adult. This sucks for me. I'm like twice their height. That's an exaggeration, but still, I'm just like, this sucks. It's traveling alone. Well, they're traveling as a big group, but there was no adult in sight, and I'm like, what's up? Like, what did I miss? And anyways, we made it, and because our flight got delayed so much, we were supposed to have like 5 hours to make the transfer. We had 20 minutes. Me and my homie get through customs. We're looking left and right, trying to get it out, and we're like, both of these go through different security, and he takes left, I take right. Fortunately, mine ends up right at the gate. Like I save our spot. I'm trying to explain the situation, and then my homie just like sprints over and makes it. There's a fat line, so fortunately, even though we came after boarding started, we didn't miss our boarding. We made our connection. We end up in Kyoto, not Kyoto. Oh no, I don't remember. But we landed in Tokyo, and we end up somewhere else, and it all was great. It was a great Japan trip, but yeah, I think that was the last time like I really had a huge breakdown. That was also, first of all, a great trip, but also made me realize how much like, I value my family and my girlfriend at the time. And it really puts it in perspective. But I highly recommend traveling abroad and experiencing a new world. And I just wanted to tell that story because I thought it was interesting. Okay, bye.